What's going on YouTube? Dax the Leader here, coach of your Montreal Manaphys for the third season of the CPL. This week we're taking on the Los Angeles Manaphys, coached by Kamren, who is the commissioner of the league and who invited me to join last season, giving me my debut in draft league format. So, huge shoutouts to Kamren. I'm sure I've said this multiple times, but I would consider him one of my best friends on the internet, as he was the one who got me involved with competing in draft leagues. I had been aware of the community for a long time, but it was only at the very end of last year that I actually participated in my first league, being the Season 2 of the CPL. Now, last season, Kamren was in our division. We're not doing divisions this season, but last season, Kamren was in our division, so we faced him twice, and he managed to beat us both times. Then again, he did have a Magirna, a Z Magirna, which we have banned this season, and in all fairness, I too had a broken Mon in Megalodios, but regardless of all the factors that contributed to his multiple wins, he did beat us twice. So we are looking for some revenge in this game, and I think I've prepared the team that will be able to do that. But before we go over my team, let's talk a little bit about his. I've arranged his mons from fastest to slowest, as well as most likely to least likely to come. So let's talk about this section first. The mon I'm expecting the most from Kamren is his Mega Gallade, I challenged him at the beginning of the season. I said that my franchised mon in Manaphy will get more kills than his franchised mon in Mega Gallade, and that's not looking too hot for us right now. So, ideally this thing doesn't come. A, because it has a great matchup versus me, and B, because I don't want it getting any more kills and losing our bet here. But if this thing comes, it's definitely going to be a setup move, dual stab, and knockoff. He's got the super... Is this his Super Z user? Hold on. Yes, this is Super Z Landorus Therian. I'm expecting a bulky kind of Aerodactyl check, maybe a bulky Scarf set, or even Assault Vest or Yachiberry in order to check my Nidoqueen. Coverage-wise, he's definitely bringing knockoff, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and probably U-Turn. And Landorus could also be a Rock Setter. His next most likely mon is Stakataka, another offensive. This is his first offensive Z user. I'm expecting the standard Trick Room set, as my only mon that can take a Gyro Ball is Scizor and Manaphy. And with a Z move, he can blow by either of those things. So this is a massive offensive threat versus my team, and I cannot let it sweep late game, because he'll probably... I'm expecting him to save it in the back. Next up, he's got this Hydreigon. I don't know, I've actually said it both ways my whole life. I think I used to say Hydreigon when I was playing through Black and White, but now I tend to say Hydreigon. I think most people say Hydreigon. I think that's the proper pronunciation, because of, like, it's based on, like, the German word for the number 3. Anyway, Hydreigon here. I don't think he needs a ton of speed versus my team, and he's got really good coverage. I'm expecting a Choice Specs or Life Orb set with U-Turn, coverage for Sylveon, and most likely Flash Cannon and Dual Stab. Next up, we're going to go over the Raikou. I'm expecting either a Choice set, Scarf or Specs with HP Ice, Extra Sensory. Okay, wait. He's either gonna be Yeah, okay. He can run the following moves. He's definitely running dual stab. So Volt Switch and Thunderbolt most likely, unless he's Calm Mind, then he might not run Volt Switch. But Thunderbolt and then HP Ice hits my electric resists in Nidoqueen and Latios. Or if he wants to be more specific, he could run Extra Sensory and Shadow Ball to hit those. And like I said, Calm Mind is another potential set. He could also run a Calm Mind set, and Volt Switch is another option. Another Calm Mind mon that Kamren has access to is Comfy, which is actually pretty threatening versus my team. Priority Fairy Stab is dangerous for the likes of Weavile, Latios, and Hitmonlee. This could come like pretty bulky with like a max HP, max special attack kind of thing to be able to take hits and switch into mons like Weavile, and Latios take resisted hits or just be straight up immune to the dragon, my dragon stab from Latios, or like a fighting move from Hitmonlee, and then it's a good revenge killer of Hitmonlee, Latios, and Weavile, like I said. Do I have any other notes on Comfy? No, that's all I got. Alright. Next, he has an Alamamola, which is probably his best check to my Weavile. A Fizz Def set, like a standard Wish Passing set, maybe knockoff Toxic. Those are all options that you see on Alamamola in the UU tier. Toxic, stuff like that. Obviously Scald as primary stab, and he can heal up his other defensive mons like Landorus, maybe give some health back to stack Attacka, or anything. Just give any of his offensive mons like a bit more, like a second life really, with a really fat wish. So that's what Alamola would do. Definitely Fizz Def over Spadef. He could be Spadef for the Manaphy, but like a +3 energy bell blows that back anyway. Oh! Actually, yeah. He could run Mirror Coat, and there's a specific person that helped me realize that, and I will shout them out later. But for now, we've got the Magmortar. All he needs, really, is Fire Stab and Thunderbolt in order to hit Aerodactyl and Manaphy. This thing can't hit Latios without, like, HP Ice or some kind of hidden power. He has no other way to hit Latios. So this thing doesn't have the greatest coverage versus me because it's setup bait for Manaphy and Aerodactyl. So this is a potential bring, but Fire Stab is generally good, like, versus my team. Otherwise, Masquerain is the next most likely mon, in my opinion, simply because Sticky Web is super threatening versus an offensive team like mine, and in an offense versus offense matchup like this one, Sticky Web could really end up turning the tide of the battle in Kamren's favor if I'm not careful. Next, we have his final Z user, the offensive Z Scolipede, and the reason I have this thing so far in the back is because it really doesn't have enough coverage versus my team to be all that threatening. Like, if you just look at my team, he needs at least Aqua Tail or Rock Slide, Mega Horn, or Aqua Tail, Stab, Mega Horn. Now he needs another coverage move for Rotom, like Throat Chop or something. I'm sorry, I can no longer take Throat Chop, Scolipede seriously after Aster. Hitmonlee, he'll like probably need Poison Jab for that. Nidoqueen, Aqua Tail, or Earthquake. Scizor, he can't touch at all outside of like a really strong Z move. Sylveon, he needs Poison Jab and Vileplume. A Vileplume, Mega Horn will do a lot, and his Stab will do a lot. He doesn't really need coverage for that, but anyway. That's well over 4 moves I've just listed, so there's no way Scolipede can run Protect, SD, and all 4 of those coverage moves, or Hazards. Anyway, I don't think Scolipede is that likely. And finally, He's got the Silvally and the Tangela. Almamola is just a better check to Manaphy than Tangela is in every situation, and that's the only reason he'd bring Tangela. And Silvally is only really necessary on a team when there's a role you need filled that isn't filled by any of your other members, and I don't think Kamren has that problem versus my team. So that's his team. And let's go over ours. Starting off with Penance, the Aerodactyl. The speed investment lets me outspeed a maximum speed Raikou. The attack investment, always 2-hit KOs and max Fizdef Landorus, as well as always OHKOing 0 bulk Gallade. If he has 4 EVs in defense on Gallade, this is no longer a guaranteed OHKO with wing attack, but it's yeah, it's really close. And all I need is like a tiny bit of chip, like rocks will do it. The defensive investment is to live a +1 Drain Punch from Jolly Gallade after Stealth Rock. That's for a bulk up Gallade. That's defense investment, and I invested in defense instead of HP so that he recovers as little as possible with said Drain Punch. And Wing Attack still has a chance to 2-hit KO a +1 defense Gallade, depending on his bulk investment and how much he recovers with Drain Punch. So shout out to that boy Troy, the Magirna Madman, for testing with me this week and making me aware of this whole situation, because he brought bulk up Gallade versus me and my arrow was able to 1v1 it. So I decided that I'd optimize my spread in order to always be able to take that on. I was max HP before, but because he brought Drain Punch, I decided to invest in defense and then tailor my attacks that. GPC coaches have been helping me a lot lately with mocks. Melantosh mocked me for the PUL last week. Yeah, GPC coaches are cool. I like GPC coaches a lot. I want to be one, hint hint. Alright. So, next up, let's talk about this. Sylveon. The Spadef investment lets me avoid a 2-hit KO from Life Orb Hydreigon's Flash Cannon. And the rest is in Fizdef. Nice standard defensive Wish Protect Sylveon with the Kebia Berry and Psyshock to lure Scolipede. This allows me to live a Poison Jab. I don't know about +2, but I can take a Poison Jab and then Psyshock for a ton of damage versus that. It's easily a 2-hit KO, I'm pretty sure. So that's Le Viedrol, our Sylveon. Now, we've got Hardcore, the Manaphy, the hopeful MVP of the season, and our temporary mascot this week. Specs Raikou does less than 50% with Volt Switch because of my Wakan Berry and my Spadef investment. And my speed is to creep a max... Oh, not a max speed Hydreigon. It's to creep a Hydreigon, creeping a Manaphy, creeping a Hydreigon, creeping a Roadhum. You can pause the video and rewind until you understand what I just said. No problem. Alright. Now, let's go over this, our Nidoqueen. Reina's back this week, and with my it's a pretty standard set. Earth Power Ice Beam hits his team generally, hits every team really well for the most part. The defense, the Spadef and HP investment let me avoid a 2-hit KO from a Jolly Scolipede's Aqua Tail, and even with the sassy nature, I outspeed uninvested neutral Almamola. While Earth Power and Ice Beam hit his whole team neutrally, I wanted Poison Jab as well, because this is my best switch into Comfy. And Poison Jab hits that thing harder than Sledge Wave would, especially if he's Calm Mind. And Black Sledge for some passive recovery. Second to last, we've got our Scizor right here. Sparkles is finally back after an awesome Week 2 game. I'm bringing Sparkles back, and this is more of a defensive Scizor. It's got 20 defense EVs in order to live a Continental Crush from Stakataka. That's what the defense is for. The rest in Spadef. I told Troy that I would put more speed on this after our mock. Oh well. Did I? Anyway. Yeah, this is my best response to Stakataka. It's my best check to it. I can sit here in front of the Stakataka and stall out his Trick Room, which makes it way easier to deal with. I can't touch it really, because I'm mono Bullet Punch, but I can take hits from the Stakataka better than anything else on my team with this Scizor. Now, aside from my attacking move and Bullet Punch and Roost for recovery, you can see I do have the Agility Baton Pass. So, I'm hoping to pass an Agility boost into a Mon like Manaphy or even Nidoqueen in order to clean up his team, because it's really fast. And if Manaphy can set up on something, can get off a Tail Glow, and has a Agility, I clean right through his team, because my coverage hits everything. And last but not least, Solano the Azelf has returned. And this is a max speed Azelf in order to tie Raikou. Life Orb, Nasty Plot, Psyshock, Hidden Power Fighting. Azelf is another potential late game cleaner if the Agility pass with Manaphy doesn't work out, which is going to be hard to pull off in all honesty. But with just Psyshock and HP fighting, I can hit Kamren's whole team. And so yeah, I have the flexibility to run Substitute this week. He's pretty Psychic weak, which is why I went with this over Latios, because I'm faster for one thing, and I have access to Nasty Plot. And like, yeah, Latios is, I could have ran like a Calm Mind Psychic HP fighting Latios, I guess, but I wanted the immediate boosting power that Azelf provided and the speed. So that's my team versus Kamren. Let's see how it goes. And we're just gonna hop right into the game. Alright, you guys, here we are for the game versus Kamren. As you can see, he brought Scolipede, Stakataka, Hydreigon, Raikou, Magmortar, and Landorus. So, pretty similar to what I expected. The only two Mons I had him, like, I'm surprised to see Magmortar and Scolipede over something like the Comfy, actually, and Mega Gallade, actually. I'm really surprised not to see Mega Gallade. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that our record is sitting at a nice, and well, it's not that great. We're at 2-4 right now. Actually, we have not picked up a win since week 2. So Sparkles is a bit of a good luck charm for us this week. But Kamren actually has yet to win a game this season, and which is weird that all the returning coaches who made playoffs last season are all sitting at the bottom of the standings. The league overall skill has improved a ton. All our new coaches are very skilled, so we're having a harder time adjusting, all us returning coaches. Anyway, yeah, that's just... So, like, Kamren's not at his top form is all I'm saying, but he's a very good battler, despite his record, and I wanted to make that clear. So, looking at his team, I'm expecting a Raikou lead, or Landorus, or Hydreigon, really, because all three of those Mons can grab initiative with U-turn and Volt Switch. Now, I'm gonna lead off with Nidoqueen, because if he leads Landorus, that forces him to Earthquake, which lets me go into Arrow. And if he leads with Hydreigon, I get like a pretty free switch into Sylveon, because Sylveon like can afford to be a dedicated response to this thing. It was brought for that reason, but like it's not too heavily pressured in this game. And if he leads Raikou, then Nidoqueen is just a great check to that naturally. I also want to get my rocks up nice and early, as his only defoggers are Hydreigon and Landorus. So here we go, we're going to lead off with Nidoqueen as he brings out the Hydreigon. And like I said, I'm just going to hard into Sylveon right here as he just drops a Draco, and that cannot touch my Sylveon. So we're going to throw off the nice and safe Hyper Voice right here as he goes into Scolipede. And because I have the Kebia Berry, I'm really not fearing any kind of attack this thing wants to throw off, and I don't want to let it set up. So I'm just going to throw off a Psyshock right here and do a ton of damage to this thing. Aster makes a good joke, get my GBA team off the field, please. It's pretty good. And I almost take out the Scolipede. I'm so close. So all I need to do now is get up rocks, and that Scolipede is dead, which is like I said, I'm not too scared of Scolipede because there's no way he can sweep, but like Scolipede does have a lot of unpredictable coverage, so it's hard for me to switch into. He brings out his Stakataka, so I'm gonna throw off a second Psyshock as he goes into Stakataka, and I'm gonna bring out my dedicated response in Scizor as he misses on the Stone Edge, unfortunately, which is a nice prediction on his part. Now I'm gonna double into Sylveon, expecting his Magmortar, or anything in order to catch the Scizor, like Raikou could have come out here. But yeah, the Magmortar was pretty obvious. So I'm gonna take the Thunderbolt, no problem. I could have taken any move, even Stab, and I'm gonna be able to get off a Wish here. And I protect as he goes into Landorus and just recover all that health back, so it's kind of a null turn for both of us. Now I can safely go into Aerodactyl because I really doubt he'd go right for the Stone Edge on my Sylveon. He's either gonna get up rocks or Earthquake right here. So I read that correctly, I can get in my Arrow safely and Mega up safely and just throw off an Ice Fang, which just clean KOs this Landorus, which is huge. I am not sure what kind of spread that was. I think he might have miscalced. He like ran a calc. Yeah, right here. In the Pokemon Showdown calculator, every time you do a calc with Landorus or any Intimidate Pokemon, it automatically factors in the Intimidate. And I think he thought he could live that hit, unfortunately, with his spread, but he cannot, and I'm able to take out the Landorus nice and early while losing like essentially nothing. I take barely any damage on Aerodactyl, so that's great for me. Now he's gonna bring out Xerath the Hydreigon, great reference, and I'm just gonna stay in here because Aerodactyl did its job in taking out the Landorus. And I want to find out if he's Scarf or not. If he's not, I 2-hit KO him, and he can't kill me back. So I think this is like it's worth either finding out the information or just killing off this Hydreigon. So he's gonna go for the Flash Cannon, revealing Scarf, and I'm just gonna bring him really low with a Ice Fang and lose my Aerodactyl here. Now that I know he's Scarf and locked into Flash Cannon, I can go Nidoqueen and get at my rocks, essentially killing off the Scolipede. And the next turn, I can throw off an Ice Beam pretty freely and probably just take out this Hydreigon. I doubt he'd want to save it, considering that now he knows I've got Sylveon, which is like a pretty easy response to that. So I'm going to get up rocks, and then he's just going to let this thing go down as I throw off an Ice Beam. So that's essentially 2 kills for Nidoqueen right there. Now he's going to go into his Magmortar, and I can bring out Manaphy right here. At this point, I decided that I was not going to go for the Agility Tail Glow sweep because, well, the fact that he has Magmortar makes setting up with Scizor a lot harder, and he's preserving Stakataka very well, so I don't want to give him any free turns with that. So I'm going to save Scizor as my defensive check to that Stakataka, and then just go Manaphy here. And at this point, I'm just going to keep on throwing off Scalds because I can't let his Stakataka in. So he's going to Flamethrower, a bit of an over-prediction on his part, and I can just take out the Magmortar. He goes into his Raikou, and I'm just going to keep Scalding, hopefully get a burn on his Calm Mind or something. I took a lot of time making these plays because here at this stage I determined my end game. I'm like, alright, so I'm gonna keep on Scalding, not let this Raikou set up, not let Stakataka in, and then I'm gonna go Sylveon. Because Sylveon can take any hit from Raikou, but predicting him to want to switch into Stakataka here, because that's the only way he can really win at this point. I'm going to double into Nidoqueen as he just sacks off the Scolipedes, so now neither of his Mons can get in for free. And this wasn't a guaranteed win at this point for me, because from this range, a Expert Belt Raikou still killed my Nidoqueen. Or had a chance to. It wasn't a very high chance, but it was a chance. But he was Scarf, not Expert Belt. I could have calced the damage on the Manaphy and probably figured that out, but with from an earlier hit, I don't remember which one. Oh wait, no, I couldn't have calced the damage on the Manaphy because he went for Shadow Ball. But anyway, no, I did calc the damage on the Manaphy, and it turned out that he wasn't Specs, so he could have been Expert Belt or Scarf, and I was fearing the Expert Belt. But I didn't really have an alternate play. This worked out either way, as right here, he's just going to go Raikou, throw off the Extra Sensory, which does not do enough. Nidoqueen lives on just a little bit, and I'm able to take out the Raikou with an Earth Power and straight Oko this Stakataka that comes in here. And that's going to be GG to Kamren, finally. Jeez, this game... Who said it in the chat? I don't know if anyone said it, but this was a 21 turn game that took 40 minutes to play. I really wanted to win, guys, right? So now we're 3-4 and Kamren's 0-7, unfortunately. Oh wait, did I spoil his record at the beginning? I might have. I meant to say 0-6. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna grab this win over Kamren and finally get our revenge. Manaphy picks up another kill, which is nice, and Nidoqueen is the MVP of this game for sure. I think I played really well this game. Kamren played very well, like, for the most part as well. He did everything he had to do to win this game. He preserved Stakataka excellently. but I made a couple of nice double switches that I really think sealed it up for me, and like I preserved what I needed to. I didn't make any unnecessary risks. So this is how I want my season to go. This is a nice big 4-0 win. We have not had a big win in a while. My wins are usually 1 or 2-0 in either of my leagues. So there you go. That's gonna be GG to Kamren. We're 3-4, and next week we're taking on Nada and the Stockton Heatran. So, keep an eye out for that game, and we're still hoping to turn our season around. So be sure to catch us next week. But until then, that's gonna be it for me, and I'll see you guys later.